Okay, so that happened, and I'm honestly still not sure how I feel about it. Series spun out of films are nothing new. We've been here before. The 80s and 90s were littered with them. War of the Worlds, Freddy's Nightmares, Highlander, Tremors. Some worked because they understood their limitations and leaned into atmosphere or mythology. Others collapsed under the weight of trying to be a movie every single week on a TV budget that simply couldn't carry it. And then, of course, there's Buffy, the outlier everyone loves to pretend was the rule rather than the exception. Fast forward to the last decade, and suddenly Hollywood rediscovers this idea and acts like it's revolutionary. Horror franchises, long dormant or creatively bankrupt, get dragged back out, dusted off, and stretched into prestige TV shapes they were never designed for. The logic seems to be, if it's longer, it must be deeper. Spoiler alert, it isn't. Padding isn't depth, and vibes aren't storytelling. I've said before that some films absolutely should have been slow burn series. And when it works, it really works. Ash vs. the Evil Dead is the gold standard. It knew what it was, it respected its roots, and it didn't apologize for them. But for every success like that, you get 3 or 4 limp excuses that exist purely because streaming platforms need content. And then there's the modern curse announcements with no substance. A certain film sequel with next to no actual information attached, endlessly teased, endlessly delayed. Let me save you the disappointment now. It's not happening this year, maybe not next year either. That uncertainty feeds directly into this mess of half-formed ideas being shunted into series format because studios are terrified of commitment, which brings us neatly to today's subject. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today I'm taking a long, hard look at a franchise that jumped to television, stumbled, but didn't entirely fall on its face, Blade the series. The premise is actually stronger than most people remember. Krista Starr returns from military service in Iraq to discover her twin brother, Zach, has died under suspicious circumstances. What starts as a personal mystery quickly spirals into the darker corners of vampire society when Krista learns Zach was a familiar, a human servant hoping to one day be rewarded with immortality. That alone is a great hook exploitation baked directly into the mythology. Her search brings her into contact with Marcus van Sciver, powerful, charismatic, and deeply dangerous. And, inevitably, Blade himself. Marcus kills Zach, becomes obsessed with Krista, and turns her by injecting her with his own blood. From there, Blade offers her a brutal bargain. Take the serum that keeps his own urges in check, help him infiltrate the vampire power structure, and get revenge. It's a reluctant partnership built on grief, anger, and mutual manipulation. And honestly, that dynamic is where the show is at its strongest. Rather than trying to recreate the films beat for beat, the series wisely opts for long-form storytelling. We get politics within vampire society, class divisions between purebloods and turnbloods, and the House of Chthon acting less like cartoon villains and more like a corporate death cult. The Aurora Project, designed to remove traditional vampire weaknesses, is classic Blade logic taken to its logical extreme. And the twist that it's actually a biological weapon aimed at the ruling class is one of the better ideas the franchise has ever had. Visually, it's very much of its time, but it mostly works. The look is lifted straight from the films, industrial, neon-lit, grimy, and while the budget limitations show, they don't cripple it. The action is surprisingly solid for television, with some genuinely impressive fight choreography and shootouts. There are moments where it punches well above its weight. Sticky Fingaz as Blade was always going to be controversial, but here's the thing, he does the job. He looks the part, moves like Blade, fights like Blade, and crucially, he understands that Blade isn't a quick machine, he's cold, driven, and exhausted. The show wisely leans into the idea, closer to the comics, that Blade isn't superior to vampires, just equal to them. That single choice makes the ongoing war feel earned, rather than inevitable. Krista, though, is the real anchor. She grounds the series emotionally, in a way the films rarely attempted. Watching her struggle with her changing nature, her loyalty, and her own rage gives the show weight. When things go bad, and they frequently do, they feel bad because there's a human cost attached. That's something a lot of genre TV still gets wrong. Is it flawless? God, no. The pacing wobbles, dialogue occasionally lifts lines from the films and mangles them, and some performances are uneven. The production values spike and dip depending on the episode. But there's ambition here, and more importantly, there's intent. This wasn't churned out cynically. Someone actually wanted to do something with the material. And then, like so many series before it, it commits the unforgivable sin. No resolution, again. The finale doesn't collapse, it just stops. Threads left hanging, arcs unfinished, mythology mid-expansion. Is the same problem that plagues so many shows, committing viewers to long-form storytelling without committing to an ending. For God's sake, either finish the story or don't start telling it. This isn't clever ambiguity, it's creative cowardice. That's the real tragedy of Blade. The series, not that it failed, but that it wasn't allowed to finish. Given a second season, it could have tightened its flaws, sharpened its focus, and genuinely carved out its own identity. Instead, it joins the ever-growing graveyard of genre television that deserved better than a shrug and a cancellation notice. So yeah, flawed, uneven, occasionally trying too hard, but also bold, atmospheric, and far more interesting than it's ever given credit for. If you're even a casual fan of Blade, or you care about genre TV that actually tries, this deserved more than it got. Untapped potential, lost opportunity, story unfinished, and frankly, that hurts more than a bad ending ever could. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally, I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.